How's it going, everybody? My name is dushaunwilliams, and today I'm going to be giving you my weekend review of the Galaxy S10 Plus. So as the title states, I got this phone on Friday, was able to play with it over the weekend. It is now Monday, and I'm just giving my first impressions of the phone. Now, pretty much my overall impression of it that I will say is I do feel better going from the S9 to the S10 in this case than I did when I went from the S8 to the S9. There are a lot of small changes and a lot of other stuff that really I appreciate more than anything, and I'm glad that I have it in this new body and form factor. And a lot of the other stuff that you think would probably be an issue ends up not being an issue after like a few minutes, or just not at all. One of those issues is definitely the cutout. A lot of people are picking the S10 and the SE because they have that single cutout. To them it looks better, it's not as big, not as profound, and my take on that is like I honestly disagree. The cutout for the S10 Plus is rather small. Like if you actually went to Best Buy and you actually play with it, it is relatively small, and here you can't really even see it. But if I were to kind of just go to like, let's say this, I'll just go like to like Google right here, and you kind of see kind of how it is. Honestly, that cutout is just not a big deal. It's just not big enough like to really alter how you view or how you consume content on this phone. And if anything, you get a depth sensor that's really going to help with those selfie photos better, so why not want that over the single lens? Like honestly, the only thing that I miss from going from the single lens to the double, or just not getting the single lens, is the fact that there's a lot of cool wallpapers out there that really favor the single lens than it is for the double. But I mean, this is my second wallpaper, and I think I've managed to find a way to make it work. The second thing I do like about it is the front fingerprint reader. Now it works, it's a hit and miss sometimes, but I think mainly because I already have the screen protector on it, and a lot of people have said that the screen protector does kind of offset the results and doesn't hit 100% of the time. But I do appreciate that they put it on there, and I'm not gonna take it off anytime soon. So I'm just gonna kind of work with it. There are times where, you know, it works out pretty well. You see, you always have your on-screen display, so you can pretty much hit it like that and turn it on. And I've went ahead and did it for both thumbs, so if I'm doing this, I can easily just put my thumb there and unlock it. But as you see, sometimes here, you might not get exactly favorable results all the time. So that is something to mention, and that's something that I have gone up and down with over the weekend alone. The quality of the pictures is actually pretty decent. I mean, I do like the wide, telephoto, and ultra wide. I do feel like those are all really good. I play around with them a little bit. I feel like the ultra wide is best when you're backing up from your subjects. That way you get a really wide shot, but if you're really close, ultra wide only does so much. Generally, I do like taking pictures a little bit better, but I think I want to probably say that it's more Samsung One UI doing a better job of having a better interface than before. Because when I got Samsung One UI on my S9, I was able to already kind of experience a lot of these OS changes, and I generally was like, yeah, I kind of like that. It works out a little bit better. The phone does look a little bit bigger from my S9 Plus, even though it's not really all that much bigger, but just the extra stretch of the screen real estate does make a difference, and you can definitely tell. But there are also some things about One UI that I don't like. I don't really like the cartoonish flat way of some of the icons. I do feel like if you look at kind of like call, settings, and your gallery, it all kind of looks very playful. And on my fiance's phone, where she has the icons just a little bit bigger, it looks more like a children's phone than anything. But since my settings kind of moved over, it doesn't look all that bad. But there are times where I looked at it and I was like, oh, that it does look pretty playful, more so than I would have liked to have it look. Now I know this is not a Samsung thing, but there were some game apps over the weekend that we couldn't really get to work unless we sideload them. One of them was Jelly Splash. It said it on the App Store that it was not compatible with this device, which is weird. I don't know why, but I did find the APK for it. I uploaded just to try and test it out, and it worked out fine. So I'm not sure what that's all about, but I'm not sure if like some of these apps are ready for Android 9, which they should be, or if they're just simply not ready for just the Samsung S10, but hopefully that does change. I do understand that because of how everything's different in the cutout might impose some issues for some things, but it doesn't for Dragalia loss, and that's what I care about, and that's all that matters, and I'm fine and all that. Watching videos isn't such a big deal either. Normally when you do I'll just do like one of my videos, or yeah, I'll just do this video that I was looking at before from this guy, and as you can see, it's like when it's black and black you don't really see it, but you can see that it has the bars on the side, and of course you can open it up to kind of spread out your content or that you're trying to view yourself, so it's not such a big deal. I do feel that like in this perfectly still shot you can barely see it, it doesn't really affect you and everything, and videos just generally look good on it. And if Samsung's always had a good way of showing out video content, I don't feel like it really changed for me in this aspect, but some videos do look good. So if one thing I could say, the quality of everything is still kept up in these regards. So with it, I feel like anything else I could really say with it isn't really that impactful, or it's not really noticeable. So if you do have any other questions on the S10 Plus that you want to know from my experience and everything, don't be afraid to say those in the comments. Ask away, ask me on my social platforms. I got so many random ones all over the place. So if you do have any questions on it, feel free to ask. I do want to do a review on this. I may or may not do an actual review of me going more in depth with a lot of stuff, because I do feel like some of the settings and stuff I do have some issues with, but I have to really play with it a lot longer to really see if it's just an issue or a minor inconvenience. But I really do like this phone. I've liked playing with it. I like working with it. Me and my fiance had a discussion. She overall enjoys having the phone too. She's not really that big in technology and stuff, but she did like going to this phone, and she did notice some changes. Not a lot, but she did appreciate some. But again, let me know what you think. I like the phone. I would probably recommend you getting it, especially if you don't have an S9 already. I felt okay going from an S9 to an S10, but I can understand other people not being okay with it, even with like the good trade-in. But if you have an S8 or below, I feel like going to an S10 Plus is a much needed upgrade. I think it works out for you, and I feel like this is one of the better phones coming out this year. And I think the only ones that are probably going to really top it is the Note 10 and whatever that comes out, because you know pretty much the Note 10 is going to be this, but the pen and some other stuff. That being said, hopefully everything that you saw today will help you make a better and a more informed decision tomorrow. Same time.